In today's video, we will see 5 examples of sum. The very first will be sum, and this will be the basic one. Second will be SumProduct. Third will be SumIF. Fourth will be SumIFs. Fifth will be SubTotal. And the sixth will be Aggregate. In first 4 examples, name of the function is sum, but in last 2 examples, name is not sum, but these are advanced sums. Let's move to first example. Over here we have got quantity sold and amount, and at the bottom we want total of quantity sold and total of amount. Shortcut for Window users will be Alt plus equal to, and shortcut for MacBook users will be Shift Command T. I'll come at the bottom and will press Shift Command T, and I got total of quantity sold. We'll click just under amount, we'll press Shift Command T, and I got the total. Let's move to next example, and that is SumProduct. Over here I have got quantity sold, and just after quantity sold I have got rate, but as a result I want total of amount. So for this we are going to use SumProduct plus or equal to SumProduct, bracket open, array. We have to provide 3 arrays over here. So as array 1, I'll select quantity sold from top to bottom, comma, array 2. In array 2, I'll select rate from top to bottom. We'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. And we got total, means SumProduct multiplied quantity with rate. And this function of SumProduct has done this for every row. I'll do it manually over here to cross check whether we have got the proper result. Plus or equal to quantity sold into rate. Enter. We'll drag this down. We'll remove decimal places. We'll come over here and we'll use sum plus or equal to sum, bracket open. We'll select my range from top to bottom. We'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. And just notice both the figures are same. Let's move to next example, and that is SumIF. Over here we have got our data, and in my data I want quantity sold and amount, but over here we have got a criteria. I want quantity sold and amount of mobile. In the same way, I want quantity sold and amount of specific items, and we will do this with sum along with if, means SumIF. Let's use our formula plus or equal to SumIF. We can see two things over here, SumIF and SumIFs. In case there is one criteria, we can use SumIF, and for multiple criterias we use SumIF. In our case, we have got a single criteria, and that is items. So I'll select SumIF. Range. So we have to provide the range over here. So what will be our range? We want sum as per items. So our range will be name of the items. We can select along with headers. We can select without headers, but I always prefer to select my data from top, means whole column. I'm going to drag down my formula. So I'll lock my range by pressing F4 or function F4 just one time, comma, criteria. I want quantity sold of mobile, so I'll click on specific item. We will not lock this, comma, sum range. I want sum of what? I want sum of quantity sold, so I'll select quantity sold from top. We'll press F4 or function F4 just one time. We'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. And we got quantity of mobile. I'll drag this down. Just under mobile, we can see quantity of TV. If I'll do this mobile, enter, we got the same quantity what we can see on top. Perfect. I'll undo this. Amount. Can we drag our formula to right? No, we can't, because over here our range was different. Let's come to amount and insert the formula plus or equal to SumIF, bracket open, range. All the items will be my range. We'll press F4 or function F4 just one time, comma, criteria. I have to take out total amount of mobile, so I'll click over here, comma, sum range. This time we want amount, so we will select amount from top. We'll press F4 or function F4 just one time. We'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. And we got the amount. We'll drag this down. Let's move to next example, and that is SumIFs. In this example, we have got multiple criterias, and that is salesperson, region, and items. And over here, we will use SumIFs. Whenever there is just a single criteria, we use SumIf, but in case there is more than one criteria, we will have to use SumIfs. And in our case, we have got three criterias. Let's come to write. Let's use our formula. Plus or equal to SumIfs. Bracket open. Sum range. In SumIf, we had provided range, but over here, we will have to provide sum range. So we want sum of what? We want sum of quantity sold. So I'll come to left and we'll select quantity sold from top. We have to drag down our formula. So we will have to lock the range by pressing F4 or function F4 just one time, comma, criteria range 1. So my very first criteria is salesperson. And where we have to look for these names? I'll come to left. We have to look for all those names over here in this column. So I have selected the whole column from top. We'll press F4 or function F4 just once and my range will be logged, comma, criteria 1. My criteria range 1 was name of all the salesperson on the left hand side. So my criteria 1 will be name of specific salesperson. We will not log this, comma, criteria range 2. My second criteria is region. So as a range, I'll come to left and we'll select all the regions from top. We'll press F4 or function F4 and my range will be logged, comma, criteria 2. My criteria 2 will be first region over here, comma, criteria range 3. My third criteria is items. So we will come to left and we'll select all the items from top. We'll press F4 or function F4 and my range will be logged, comma, criteria 3. My criteria 3 will be first item and first item is not visible over here. So I'll click on header and by the help of down arrow key, I'll come down. We'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. And we got our result. We'll drag this down. So what we got over here? We got total quantity sold of Albert of East region of mobiles. In the same way, total quantity sold of earphone of West region by salesperson Alexander. Now let's come to amount. Plus or equal to SumIfs. Bracket open. Sum range. This time we want amount. So I'll come to left and we'll select amount from top. We have to drag our formula. So we will have to log the range by pressing F4 or function F4 just one time. My range got logged, comma, criteria range 1. We'll come to left. What is my first criteria? It's salesperson. So I'll come to left and we'll select all the salesperson from top. We'll press F4 or function F4 just one time and my range will be logged, comma, criteria 1. What is my criteria 1? My criteria 1 is name of first salesperson, comma, criteria range 2. My second criteria is region. So I'll come to left and we'll select all the region from top to bottom. We'll press F4 or function F4 just one time and my range will be logged, comma, criteria 2. My second criteria is first region, comma, criteria range 3. My third criteria is items. So I'll come to left and we'll select all the items from top. We'll press F4 or function F4 and my range will be logged, comma, criteria 3. My third criteria is name of first item. Now I'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. And I got the amount. We'll drag this down. And we got the desired result. Let's move to next example and that is subtotal. Over here we have got a data where we have got our quantity sold and amount. Over here I have used the function or formula of sum. If we see on left hand side, we have got region and items. And over here we have got our filter. Currently, total quantity sold is 1969 and total amount is 8225770. What will happen if I'll click on the filter and we'll select just East, apply filter, we'll close this. Still we can see the same figure, means there's no change after applying filter also. And in this scenario, subtotal will play a crucial role. Let's clear the filter. Clear filter. I'll close this. Let's use subtotal. Plus or equal to SubTotal. Bracket open. As soon as I opened the bracket, I got various options. Over here, my target is to add all the figures, means I have to do the sum. So I'll come to number 9, and that is sum, comma, reference 1. I'll go on top and we'll select quantity sold from top to bottom. We'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. And we got the total. Let's drag this to right. In both the scenarios, our figures are same. Now let's go on top and let's apply our filter. I'll unselect all or deselect all and we'll select north. Apply filter. We'll close this. Just notice. This time I got total quantity sold of north and total amount of north. If I'll come to items and we'll apply filter over here also, apply filter, we'll close this. Just notice my figures are getting changed when I had used subtotal, but where I have used sum, my figures are not getting changed. So for such scenarios, you can use subtotal. Let's move to next and last example. Aggregate. Over here I have used sum and just after that I have used subtotal. But when we see our data, there's an error in the column of amount and in the column of quantity sold because I have applied formula over here. And in Excel, getting errors are very common thing. Just like our last example, we have got our filter over here and over here also. So for such scenario, either sum or subtotal is not going to work. Only reason we will have to use aggregate. Let's insert our formula. Plus or equal to aggregate, bracket open. As soon as I opened the bracket, I got various options. But my target over here is to sum. So I'll click on number 9, comma. Again we got options. So what we have to do over here, we have to ignore our errors. When I come down, number 6 is ignore error values. So we have to target two things. First is ignore error values and second will be ignore hidden rows. So I'll come to number 7 and that is ignore hidden rows and error values. I'll click over here, comma, array. I'll go on top and we'll select amount from top to bottom. We'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. And we got the desired result. It doesn't matter if there is some error. Let's copy this, Control C or Command C, and we'll paste over here, Control V or Command V. We'll remove decimal places. Perfect. Now let's go on top and apply our filter. We'll deselect all. We'll select East. Apply filter. We'll close this. Just notice, I got my desired result in aggregate. In subtotal also, we can see total, but why we got this total? Because in our data, in amount, there's no error. Means if there will be no error, then only subtotal will work. Let's come to items. We'll deselect all and we'll select TV and watch. Apply filter. We'll close this. Over here subtotal is not working, but aggregate is working. So these were the few examples of our sum which can be used in our daily work life. I'll provide the link of file in description box. In case you want to download, you can. I'm sure you must have loved the video. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you soon with a new topic. Till then, bye bye.